You know that feeling, right? After a big, delicious meal, you're full, you're satisfied. It's one of life's simple pleasures. But what if I told you that constantly eating until you're stuffed is actually kicking off a hidden war deep inside your body? Well, today we're going to take a journey right inside ourselves to uncover the surprising and really crucial connection between what's on your plate and the health of your gut.
When we hear the word overeating, most of us immediately think of one thing: gaining weight. And look, that's definitely part of the story. But it is not the whole story, not by a long shot. In fact, it might not even be the most important part.
See, the real drama, the microscopic battle for your health, isn't happening on your bathroom scale. It's happening in a place you can't even see. This complex, bustling world deep inside your digestive system. To really wrap your head around this, we gotta talk numbers, and this is a big one. Living inside you, right now, are over 100 trillion tiny microorganisms. That's more than 10 times the number of your own human cells. And they're not invaders. These are your tiny helpers, essential partners in keeping you healthy.
So let's get to know this inner world a little bit better. A good way to think about it is less like a battlefield and more like a garden, a carefully tended garden. This is what we call your gut flora.
You know, scientists actually have this really beautiful term for it, a flower garden. And it's the perfect way to describe it, because a healthy gut is just teeming with thousands of different species of bacteria, all living together in this diverse, vibrant ecosystem, just like a beautiful garden full of all kinds of different flowers.
And just like any garden, you've got your helpful residents, and you've got your pests. The good bacteria, those are your allies. They help you digest food, they create vitamins, and they are absolutely crucial for a strong immune system. But then you have the bad bacteria. These are the troublemakers that produce toxins and cause inflammation. Now, in a healthy gut, these two groups are kept in this really delicate balance. But what happens when we tip the scales?
So, what happens when we disrupt that delicate balance? Well, this is where overeating crashes the party. It can turn that peaceful, beautiful garden into something more like a raging factory fire.
It all happens in this disastrous chain reaction. First, when you overeat a lot of sugar and processed foods, you're basically throwing a massive feast for all the bad bacteria, and they multiply like crazy. This leads right into step 2. Your system gets totally overwhelmed. It just can't keep up, so undigested food starts to, well, rot, releasing all these harmful toxins. And finally, all those toxins and bad bacteria constantly irritate the lining of your gut, starting what feels like a small chronic fire. We call that inflammation.
This analogy right here, it just sums it up perfectly. Your gut, a system that's designed to nourish you, literally becomes a toxic environment, almost like it's poisoning itself from the inside out. We're not just talking about feeling a little bloated here. This is a fundamental breakdown of a vital system.
And here's the scary part. That fire, it doesn't stay contained. The damage might start in the gut, but it can quickly spread and start affecting your entire body.
So just think about that for a second. What happens when that little fire is never put out? When day after day that low-grade inflammation just keeps burning along the lining of your gut? Well, the consequences can be pretty serious.
All this can lead to a condition called leaky gut syndrome. That chronic inflammation actually starts to create tiny little gaps in your intestinal wall. Imagine your gut lining is like a high-tech security fence. It's designed to let all the good stuff, like nutrients, pass through, while keeping all the bad stuff, toxins, microbes out. Leaky gut is what happens when that fence starts to get holes in it.
So why is a leaky fence so dangerous? Well, get this, and this is a wild number. An incredible 70%, 70 of your entire immune system is located right there in your gut. It's basically command central for your body's defenses.
So when that barrier fails, all kinds of nasty stuff, toxins, bits of undigested food, bacteria, can leak straight into your bloodstream. And your immune system, it goes on high alert 24/7. This constant state of internal conflict is linked to a whole range of issues. Some you might expect, like allergies and skin problems like eczema. But it's also linked to serious autoimmune diseases, diabetes, heart disease, and even conditions like depression and anxiety. It can all trace back to that fire in the gut.
Okay, I know that was a lot of bad news. But here's the good news, the really good news. You have the power to put out the fire and repair that fence. And it's not about some crazy fad diet. It's about making simple, sustainable changes to protect your gut and really take back control of your health.
So here's a super simple 4-step plan.
First, instead of eating until you feel stuffed, just try stopping when you're about 80% full. This one little change gives your digestive system a much-needed break. Second, start adding more of the good guys to your gut with fermented foods like yogurt or kimchi. Third, feed those good bacteria their favorite food, fiber. You get that from vegetables and beans. And finally, give your gut some time to heal by creating a rest window. Even a short period of intermittent fasting can do wonders to help reset the whole system.
So here's the bottom line, the biggest takeaway from all of this. Overeating isn't just about calories. It's about balance. You're not just feeding yourself, you're tending to that delicate ecosystem inside of you. Your gut isn't just for digestion. It is the absolute foundation of your health.
When you start to think about it that way, it kind of changes everything, doesn't it? Every meal becomes an opportunity to either fuel that fire of inflammation or to rebuild your inner garden. Your fork is one of the most powerful tools you have, so the only question left is, how are you going to use it?